University, we're giving you the green light to earn your nursing or healthcare degree from a national leader in healthcare education. We offer over 15 healthcare and nursing programs taught by industry experts. And at Rasmussen University, we're with you every step of the way, before and after graduation. It's your move. Get going at one of our 23 campuses or online at rasmussen.edu. At Rasmussen University, green means go.
Hey, do you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very
rewarding. With the BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Mr. Gore, sentencing you to the Wisconsin State Prison System for a period of 10 years, 5 years.
Straight ahead, a Stevens Point man was sentenced today for his role in a drunk driving death. We'll have details and a live report.
Plus, the waiting game for car dealerships. We'll learn why they're still waiting for the latest models.
And a warm month has caused some winter resorts to pivot. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
Dan Hagan, Jessica Jukic, and Jeff Weller.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 5. I'm Dan Hagan.
And I'm Jessica Jukic. 3 years ago, a drunk driver crashed near Minocqua, causing the death of 47-year-old Corey Lee Johnson. Today, that driver was sentenced to prison.
Christopher Gore of Stevens Point will serve 10 years in the state prison system, 5 of those behind bars. Newswatch 12's Kyle Pozorski joins us with more from the courthouse. Kyle?
Well, thank you, Dan and Jessica. It was in 2020 when Christopher Gore was the driver of the vehicle which crashed on Highway 70 west of Minocqua, killing Corey Lee Johnson. Previously, Gore was found to have been driving under the influence, and then today it was revealed in court that he was driving above 100 miles per hour. Both those issues weighed heavily on the court's decision.
Where was your character on July 12, 2020? If only we could answer that, because it certainly wasn't there.
In July of 2020, Christopher Gore drove his vehicle off Highway 70, hitting an embankment. The vehicle then proceeded to land on his roof in the parking lot of the Minocqua Prime restaurant. The crash then killed his passenger, Corey Lee Johnson. Gore's BAC level was .239, which is 3 times higher than the legal limit. Judge Martha Milanowski presided the case in Oneida County Circuit Court, handing down the sentence after 2 hours.
And in consideration of all the factors I'm required to consider, I am, Mr. Gore, sentencing you to the Wisconsin State Prison System for a period of 10 years, 5 years initial confinement, 5 years extended supervision.
In total, 8 victim impact statements were given, including by the son of Corey Lee Johnson.
What I cannot do is extinguish the hurt I see when I'm surrounded by the loved ones who adored my father, the ones who loved him unconditionally, without hesitation.
Throughout the proceedings, Gore at many points wiped away tears, saying during his statement that he is now a changed man.
I will never be the same person I was when the accident occurred. I'm going to continue to better myself in every aspect of my life.
Another victim impact statement was given from Corey Johnson's widow, Stephanie, saying what angers her the most is, quote, a lack of accountability. Gore does have the opportunity to appeal the sentence. Reporting here in Rhinelander, Kyle Pzorski, Newswatch 12.
Thank you, Kyle. It's a cool day throughout the Northwoods, and we had some flurries on and off throughout the day.
Yeah, a couple of flurries out there now. We'll get a break in the action tonight and a break tomorrow, followed by some snow getting in here on Thursday.
I was going to say, I'm getting excited, Jeff, but should I kind of temper my expectations?
You know, you like skiing, and you're going to get some more snow to play on Thursday. So there we go. Let's go outside now and check on Park Falls, and we're gaining about a minute of daylight every day currently. So still a little bit of sun here in Park Falls, although the road's looking pretty good. That glaze of ice is finally gone with temperatures above freezing today, but hold on, we're going back below freezing tonight, followed by the return of below freezing temperatures all day long tomorrow. So satellite picture, this is the view. We still got a couple flurries out there, a little bit of drizzle, not really a huge deal, but here we are in the clouds and drizzle out there today, but it is going away for us tonight. But then our attention turns over here. This is a classic Colorado low. It's going to make a beeline for portions of southern Wisconsin. On that track, We're on the northern side of that. All snow for us on Thursday, and it could get quite messy around here on Thursday. Right now, temperatures near freezing will fall below freezing tonight and stay there tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. Thus, our winter storm watches are posted for the area into Thursday night. More on that when I come back. Dan and Jessica.
Thanks, Jeff. The latest consumer price index shows used cars are actually cheaper than they were a year ago.
But they're still much more expensive than they were a few years ago, largely because inventory for cars is still low, especially for new vehicles. Tim Nordby is the general sales manager at the Toyota and GM dealership here in Rhinelander. Nordby says the shortage happened in the past few years and that they're seeing more of a shortage with new cars.
Some are better than others, and we've had a lot of different challenges, from production to shipping to all the logistics. And the nicest part is the manufacturer's been very transparent with us. It's just getting the car from produced to here.
Nordby says if you drive by the dealership lot right now, you'll notice a lot fewer cars than before the pandemic. Down the road, Chuck Daymel at OK Used Cars of Rhinelander is experiencing a similar shortage, but not as bad. Daymel says having a partially empty lot does bring in sellers.
On the plus side, it helps the people who are wanting to get rid of their vehicle. It's a third vehicle, fourth vehicle. They just don't need it anymore. Bring it on down to us, and we do buy the vehicles.
Daymel says his lot has around 20 vehicles right now. He says normally at this time of the year, he has around 30 to 40.
A Weston man has been sentenced to life in prison for stabbing and killing a woman in April of 2021. 45-year-old David Morris pled guilty to first-degree intentional homicide while in court today. Judge Lamont Jacobson sentenced Morris to life in prison without the possibility of parole. On April 23, 2021, Morris stabbed 52-year-old Renee Caird to death. The Department of Justice reports Morris himself was shot and wounded by police after he raised a knife towards officers.
The Portage County Sheriff's Office has released the name of an individual who was found dead in the town of Linwood on Sunday. 57-year-old Vince Cluck from the town of Linwood was the man identified. On Sunday, the Portage County Communications Center received a report of a possible crash on Robin Lane in Linwood. The caller reported that a vehicle was partially submerged in a pond on the property. An initial investigation shows that the vehicle had been submerged in the pond for several days and may have been driven into the pond intentionally. The death is not considered to be suspicious.
A new study shows that freshwater fish contain high levels of PFAS. The report was published in the journal Environmental Research. The study shows that PFAS found in freshwater fish often exceeded 8,000 parts per trillion. The EPA has allowed 70 parts per trillion in drinking water. Chemicals in the PFAS family are linked to high cholesterol, cancer, and various other chronic diseases. PFAS doesn't break down easily, so it can accumulate in fish and other animals. Across Wisconsin, it has been a relatively warm January so far.
While the Northwoods has a good base, other parts of the state are looking at grass right now, not snow. Chris Lemo from our Green Bay affiliate shows us how winter sports stores are adapting.
After a strong start to the winter season, a January thaw has made it tough sledding for some winter sports enthusiasts. Still, there was plenty of optimism at longtime Green Bay staple Zeller's Ski Shop, as store owner David Zeller said sales of the season have been encouraging.
In spite of the lack of snow here locally, we've been doing really well because a lot of my customers are skiing elsewhere. And even locally, they know they make snow.
He says that September through January is the key period to track, and so far the store's sales have increased each month. Zeller said there also was some concerns about overseas manufacturing.
Oh, there was a urgency in the beginning of the year because people thought there'd be a lack of inventory, which there are some issues because a lot of the ski equipment's made in Ukraine.
Zeller says that while alpine skiers have come in early and often, many people need snow in their backyard to be motivated.
The people coming in there would be more the cross-country skiers and snowshoers. They're people that tend to need to see it on the ground, where downhill skiers understand there's snow made at hill.
Nick Meisner with Discover Green Bay says the tourism benefits can even out with the warm weather. Downtown districts and cities see more foot traffic from locals and tourists in the above-average temperatures.
The warmer weather also opens up opportunities to, be walking downtown, go visit Titletown. And
Meisner said that while recreation adds a lot not to the economy, the warm weather could benefit other areas where people traditionally spend more money locally.
About 45% of our spending is actually in visitor spending is actually in retail and dining.
Well, some of the big ski areas in our region are doing just fine after stockpiling a lot of snow in December. Other local hills that have little or no snowmaking, well, they're left with just a little bit of brown grass, mud, and just a few patches of snowfall. But for skiers like myself and other outdoor winter enthusiasts, the hope is that the best is yet to come this season.
Well, snow isn't a problem here in the Northwoods, and we expect to have some more shortly. Coming up, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller will have his full forecast.
Plus, breast cancer affects hundreds of thousands of women every year. We'll learn how early screening can save lives.
Got a New Year's resolution to save? Cellcom is here to help. Take advantage of our largest sign-on bonus ever and get $500 when you activate a new smartphone line, now through February 9th. Plus, make the switch to Cellcom and get up to an additional $650 per line. We'll help you keep your fitness resolutions, too. Save $150 on all tablets and smartwatches. Follow your favorite fitness apps with our tablets or track your workout activity with our smartwatches. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
There's no telling what the next Wisconsin Lottery scratch game will bring. It's Scratch of the Day. This $3 game really shakes things up. If your shake matches the shake needed for that same day, you could win up to $30,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
There's more of what you're looking for at North Star Mohegan Casino Resort. The Clam Band, January 21st.
Yeah, that's my girl in the past.
Dylan Scott, February 3rd. Skid Row with special guest Buck Cherry, March 9th. And Oak Ridge Boys, March 24th. Tickets available at NorthstarCasinoResort.com or call 1-800-775-CASH. Come to where the stars align at North Star Mohegan Casino Resort.
Does your home have a crawl space? When cold weather arrives, that can mean cold floors, frozen pipes, and higher energy bills. Protect your family and keep the cold air out this winter with crawl space encapsulation by SureDry. Encapsulation keeps your crawl space clean, protects pipes, and insulates your home so floors are warmer and energy bills are lower. An encapsulated crawl space means a nicer home. Call SureDry and schedule your free estimate today.
There you are. Let's check in on seasonal snowfall so far. 37.5 inches here in Rhinelander. Compared against last season, 50.1 by today's date. So we're behind last year. We could use some snow, and there is some snowfall on the way. So here is a winter storm watch posted for parts of our area. Not for tomorrow. Tomorrow is all good. This is for Thursday. It's going to be pretty much an all-day thing on Thursday. The heaviest snowfall across parts of central Wisconsin, but still, the areas around the watches are going to get snow as well, just not as heavy as the snow in the watch area. So this is a classic Colorado low. It's gaining strength across the west right now, making a path towards Chicago, maybe a bit north of Chicago. On that path, the heaviest snow falls about 150 miles north of the low, and that puts central Wisconsin right in the path of heaviest snow. Now, all snow this time, as the temperature is going to get colder tomorrow and thus keep us below freezing. So if you have plans on Thursday, a regional snowstorm is coming our way that will likely disrupt your plans getting around on Thursday. All right, so here it is now across the west, Four Corners area. You see it there, making a beeline for us late Wednesday night, and then throughout the day on Thursday. It's a very fast-moving system, though. It'll be out of here by Thursday night, and then a nice day kind of unfolds for us on Friday into Saturday and Sunday. So thinking-wise on the snowfall, looks something like this. There's going to be a band of 4 to 8 inches of snow. This might be underdoing it just a bit, especially across Northwest. We'll see. Latest model runs come in tonight. But overall, expect a travel-disrupting snowfall across our region beginning, not tomorrow, but on Thursday, lingering into early parts of Thursday evening with a widespread at least 2 to 4 inch snowfall. A few spots could see 4 to 8, if not a bit more than that, throughout the day on Thursday. So what to expect going forward? So here comes a winter storm all day on Thursday, not tomorrow, Thursday. A messy commute Thursday morning and evening, all snow this time, about a 10-to-1 ratio. meaning this is not heavy, wet snow, but it's not light and fluffy either, kind of somewhere in the middle, kind of easy to move around. Wind gusts near 25 miles per hour on Thursday, and regional impacts with this one. So Chicago, Milwaukee, Des Moines, all the whole area will likely see impacts from the storm. Going forward, though, so here we are out there now, lots of cloud cover across our region and a couple of snow flurries around, some drizzle in there as well. We'll keep the clouds around tonight and pretty much throughout the day tomorrow. But here comes our next system. There's a lot of them across the west. It has moisture with it currently from the Pacific Ocean, but it's going to tap in the Gulf of Mexico tonight, and that'll be an explosion of stuff across the Midwest. That's going to all move in our direction beginning later on Wednesday night and then throughout the day on Thursday. Temperature-wise, the average high is now 22, the average low being 3. Look at that record low, 38 below back in 1982, and the sun set earlier at 4:43. All right, why did I put that there? So here we go, 33 degrees out there now. These are going to fall below freezing tonight and stay there tomorrow. Also for Thursday and for Friday. So whatever is icy or slushy out there now is basically going to freeze and stay that way for a while to come if it's not treated. And then temperature-wise going forward, 29 tomorrow, 27 Thursday, 24 Friday. So a cool weekend ahead. Again, the average high being 22. We'll be near that this weekend with temperatures in the low to mid-20s. And if you're thinking about ice cover, here's the Great Lakes ice coverage out there right now. Only 5.7% ice covered. That is well below the averages. Our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly cloudy skies, a couple of flurries out there, low temperatures down near 21. For tomorrow, all right, so the calm before the storm, right? Mostly cloudy skies, highs near 29, with a northeast breeze around 5 to 10. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow we're all good. Thursday, we have snow across the entire area. That snow could be heavy at times. Quiet Friday, a nice weekend before some more snow gets in here Monday night into Tuesday of next week. Dan?
Thanks, Jeff. The Wisconsin DNR is accepting nominations for the 2022 Ethical Hunter Award. Nominees are selected based on exceptional moral actions and character while out in the field. Any hunter or non-hunter can nominate a licensed Wisconsin hunter for their actions during the 2022 calendar year, no matter what was in season. The nomination committee focuses on singular actions or events rather than individuals who have long-term conservation-related programs. To submit your nominations, you can email April Dombrowski of the Wisconsin DNR at april.dombrowski@wisconsin.gov.
Every year, about 264,000 people in the U.S. are diagnosed with breast cancer, but detecting it early can save lives. In today's edition of Feel Great Today, I spoke to an Aspirus physician on how early screenings should begin.
Feel Great Today with Jessica Jukic.
The benefits of screening early is maybe you can catch it early.
Mammograms are a type of x-ray that can detect abnormalities in the breast. Dr. Carl Larson with the Aspirus Woodruff Clinic says mammograms can detect cancer before a lump is felt when the cancer can be the size of a dime.
So the best a mammogram can do is close to about a centimeter. Fortunately, the difference between a centimeter and 2 centimeters was enough to prevent spread in a significant number of people.
The CDC says 42,000 women and 500 men die every year from breast cancer. Dr. Larson recommends the average woman start thinking about a mammogram screening at the age of 40, but some should start earlier.
If you had what's called a BRCA gene, or if you had a genetic predisposition to breast cancer, that's a whole set of different recommendations. If you've had multiple family members that have had breast cancer, that adds complexity to the model, and that's a different set of mammogram recommendations.
For people between 50 and 75 years old, he recommends screenings yearly or every other year. The CDC says warning signs of breast cancer can be irritation, change in size or shape, and pain in any area of the breast.
They used to recommend monthly personal breast exams. They've sort of stopped doing that now because they have found that it doesn't seem to make too much of a difference. It's just the kind of thing that if you feel something funny or odd, it's probably best to get it checked out.
If a lump is found, Dr. Larson says medical advancements have made treating breast cancer easier.
Back in the day, way back when, we used to do major disfiguring surgeries. Now with advancements, they've taken lumps out, and they can do chemical analysis and figure out what the best treatment plans are.
Thank you for sitting down with me, Dr. Larson. Next week, we will be discussing RSV and how to detect it.
Coming up after the break, Serenity Douglas will join us, and Packers fans have been here before with a star quarterback. Will he return or retire, or maybe even a third option? We'll be right back.
Put the finishing touches on your bathroom with the Mica one-handle faucet from Moen. Its high arc design creates a beautiful and timeless aesthetic while resisting water spots and fingerprints. Pick one up today for $109.99. Find everything you need for your painting projects. We have the best brands, best quality, and best prices on Pittsburgh paints. Find the right color and style for your home and save big. Pick up a gallon of Pittsburgh Ultra interior paint for only $14.97.
Save big money at Menards.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
In the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Goodwill starts with you every time you shop and donate. Your support opens the door to new opportunities and creates possibilities for people with barriers to employment. When you shop Goodwill, you'll find home decor, clothing that fits your unique style, and other one-of-a-kind treasures. You'll also keep items out of the landfill, all while supporting job training, financial coaching, and more. When you shop at and donate to Goodwill, you open doors to possibilities for neighbors in your community. Goodwill starts with you.
There's a reason we're called People's State Bank and not the first bank of this or the big bank of that. It's because we share this community and the values that make it better and dream that our kids and yours will grow up happy. We know these roads as well as you do, and we're glad to travel them with you. When you think about it, it's really pretty simple. We're your kind of people. We just happen to be bankers. And that, more than anything, is what brings us together.
Local sports are back in action tonight after many schools saw cancellations yesterday due to slippery road conditions. Hoops are back in session. Wisconsin Rapids is traveling to the home of the Hodaks to face off with Rhinelander girls. The Lady Hodaks should be feeling good after their win against Tomahawk last Friday. Along with girls basketball, there is going to be a Northern Lakes matchup on the boys' side, with Three Lakes traveling to Leona Wabeno. Three Lakes has an 8-3 overall record, and they're ranked second in the conference standings, while the Rebels are right under them in third. Full game highlights tonight at 10. Milwaukee secured a nice win over Indiana yesterday with good fourth quarter offense. Drew Holiday had a 35-point career high. Tonight at 6:30, they host the Toronto Raptors. Unfortunately, the Bucks will be without Giannis Antetokounmpo for the fourth straight game due to knee soreness. They'll also be missing Chris Middleton due to soreness also. The Raptors have quietly won their last 4 games, but both teams are coming off of a back-to-back. Toronto has a 20-24 record, while Milwaukee is 28-16. Stick around for a game recap at the 10 p.m. show. The Packers went 8-9 in the regular season and missed the final spot of the NFC when they lost to the Detroit Lions. This raises the question of Aaron Rodgers' future in football and with Green Bay. Last season, Rodgers contemplated moving on from Green Bay after his 4th MVP award, but ultimately decided to stay. However, after the 2022 season, Rodgers is contemplating his future again. He opened up about his mindset so far on the Pat McAfee Show.
Do I still think I can play? Of course. Of course. Can I play at a high level? Yeah. The highest. I think I can win MVP again in the right situation. Right situation, is that Green Bay or is that somewhere else? I'm not sure.
Rodgers has become a 4-time MVP, a Super Bowl champion, and one of the NFL's all-time elite quarterbacks. More after the break.
Can we really trust him with a car?
Of course we can, Lindsay, with AAA Auto Insurance.
Wait, AAA has auto insurance?
We do home insurance, too.
Switch and save on AAA Auto Insurance and expect something more.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences. Find new roads. Well-qualified buyers get 2.99% financing on all 2023 Equinox models, or get $1,000 cash allowance. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $750 bonus cash.
Special report. Spectrum just launched Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are! Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with no contract. Call 1-833-743-4999.
The Coopers here just got Spectrum One. Why did you switch?
Because Spectrum Internet delivers the fastest download speeds in the nation.
And the fastest Wi-Fi speeds.
Look, I can stream Spectrum News across all our devices.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats, keeping our family and devices safe and secure.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
And it includes nationwide 5G.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with talk, text, and data. Call 1-833-743-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
The kitchen remodel project was a major project. After checking around, we went to Featherstone, and we were so glad we did. There was electrical work, plumbing, enlarging a doorway, and of course all the cabinets, countertops, and fixtures. The minute I walked in the door at Featherstone, I knew I was in the right place. Featherstone coordinated every aspect of the project, the whole thing. They made it easy. And I can't say enough about how much we appreciated the personal attention Featherstone gave us.
Can we really trust him with a car?
Of course we can, Lindsay, with AAA auto insurance.
Wait, AAA has auto insurance?
We do home insurance, too.
Switch and save on AAA auto insurance and expect something more.
Wisconsin royalty was in the Northwoods today. I don't know if you can tell it from that picture, you guys, but Mason Crosby, Pat O'Donnell, Jack Coco, all members of the Green Bay Packers were at the Lake Tomahawk Meat Market on Saturday, apparently. These are some photos from the Meat Market's Facebook page. They bought a few steaks, apparently, and spent the day ice fishing, snowmobiling, and, of course, eating those steaks.
That's awesome. That's
and
so
the
exciting.
beef jerky there is outstanding as well. Good stuff.
I would have been starstruck if I was there. I would have got tongue-tied. I'm like, I can't. Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to talk.
All right, weather, guys. So here we go. Let's go outside now and check on temperatures. So we're hanging out near freezing. We'll fall below freezing tonight and stay there the next 5, 6, 7, 3 months or so around here. And then our next system's on the way. So lots of clouds out there now. Here comes our next system over here to the west of us. It's a good one, a pretty good storm system coming our way for Thursday. So not tomorrow, no school issues tomorrow, likely school and business issues on Thursday with snow across our area. That snow could be heavy on Thursday. We dry out on Friday. A gorgeous weekend on the way. Maybe some more snow next week, Monday into Tuesday.
So snow's coming on Wednesday.
Nope,
Did I get
Thursday.
That right?
No, Thursday. Take notes, Dan.
Thursday.
So enjoy the little break before Thursday.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jeff. That's all the time we have. We'll see you back here at 6.
You're anti-snow again,